Concerns grow over rising spate of killings and other criminal activities in Plateau and Kaduna states. Federal government targets doubling tax revenue within 4 years. Israel launches drone attack on Iran as region slides further towards escalated conflict. Hello there, thanks for joining us. This is the News Hour on AIT. I'm Hadiza Audu. Welcome. President Bola Tinubu has said that Nigeria's investment climate has been bolstered by critical new reforms with an array of opportunities across sectors for investors. Speaking during the presentation of a letter of credence by the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Nigeria, Vice Admiral Kim Pang-kyu, at the State House on Friday, the president said Nigeria is a huge market for Korean products, particularly for Korean goods manufactured and produced in Nigeria. Highlighting the favorable economic outlook of the country, President Tinubu invited more South Korean companies to leverage these opportunities by establishing production bases in Nigeria.
These electronic gates mounted at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport is a demonstration of government's efforts to ensuring the safety and security of the citizens while inspecting the facility.
Earlier, President Tinubu also received letters of credence from Ambassador Antits Morsin of Tunisia and High Commissioner Mohal Imbowa of Zambia. At the separate event, the president emphasized the need to strengthen African unity and brotherhood that not only creates economic opportunities, but also works towards eliminating conflicts across the continent. Speaking with the High Commissioner of Zambia, the president said African unity and cooperation are important if the continent must overcome perennial conflicts. In his audience with the Tunisian ambassador, the president affirmed Nigeria's willingness to deepen partnership with North African countries towards achieving continental prosperity for all African people. He declared that Nigeria is open for business like never before and the international community is taking notice while investor confidence in the country is returning. The president promised that his government will continue to ensure a memorable and rewarding stay for representatives of foreign governments. The Nigerian government is set to deploy electronic gates, e-gates, for operations at all nations' international airports to help flag unwarranted persons of interest from entering Nigeria and boost national security. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, said this during an inspection of new facilities of the Nigerian Immigration Services, NIS, at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja.
Electronic gates mounted at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport is a demonstration of government's efforts to ensuring the safety and security of the citizens. While inspecting the facilities, the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, said the installation is 99% completed and the electronic gates works with a scanner, has all the modern facilities required to scan passengers who are coming into the country via the airports easily and faster without the usual delay.
The bottom line is to be sure that nobody gets into Nigeria if he's not supposed to be in Nigeria, and we want to be able to. And nobody leaves Nigeria if we don't want him to leave by virtue of indictment and whatever. And don't forget that this is going to be connected to Interpol. But I can tell you that with this solution right here and with the e-gate at the airport, you can be sure that we'll have a very, very, very secure air border.
Tunji-Ojo stressed that the airport infrastructure and command and control centers have been subjected to different tests with fake and expired passports rejected while genuine ones were cleared.
But with what we have seen, the architecture is good, the solution is seamless. We tested it on various scenarios, number one. we saw that for a valid, a Nigerian carrying a valid passport, it takes about less than 30 seconds. That's about 24, 25 seconds, which I think is record time. It's a massive improvement from minutes that we have.
Nigerians have also been assured that the era of unnecessary delays for passengers who come into the country due to manual scanning by immigration officials would be a thing of the past by the time the project is completed. Operator Agu, AIT News, Abuja.
General Officer commanding 1 Division Nigerian Army, Major General Sarazel, has assured officers and men of the division that the training for troops to acquire new skills remains the focus of Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja. Major General Sarazel was speaking at the closing ceremony of the 2024 Corporal and Below competition in Kano, where 1 division of the Nigerian Army emerged as the best.
After 4 days of a variety of combat competitive activities between 31 Artillery Brigade Mina and 3 Brigade Kano, 1 Division Garrison Kaduna emerged the overall best with 7 trophies from various events. The General Officer commanding 1 Division Kaduna, Major General MLD Saraso, who spoke through the Commander 3 Brigade Kano, Brigadier General Musa Sadiq, restates the Chief of Army Staff's commitment to the training and welfare of officers and men.
As the Nigerian Army continues to forge ahead, training remains the best welfare to ease personnel. The conduct of this competition, therefore, is a reaffirmation of the premium 1 division places on effective training. The division will continue to implement our training schedules in line with Army Headquarters training directives. Accordingly, new skills will continue to be acquired, areas of observed weaknesses will be strengthened, and our strength will be consolidated.
The GOC wants improvement in critical areas of focus in subsequent competitions.
I acknowledge the stamina and endurance displayed by various groups in obstacle crossing, as well as in combat swimming. You also show great skill in weapons handling and map reading. Nevertheless, there is still room for improvement. For the formation that excel in the various events and the overall champion formation during this competition, I say congratulations and keep it up.
Dan Lami Joy from 1 Division smiled home with several gold medals for her exceptional performance, especially in weapon handling. Enemona Ocheme, AIT News, Kano.
The Nigerian Navy says Operation Delta Sanity has recorded tremendous achievements since it was inaugurated by the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala. Speaking with newsmen at the Nigerian Navy ship NNS Pathfinder headquarters, Rumulumeni, Port Harcourt, the River State capital, the commander NNS Pathfinder, Commodore Desmond Ibu, said maritime crime and other forms of criminalities have drastically reduced.
The military operation codenamed Delta Sanity was launched on January 10, 2024 by the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ikechukwu Ogala, to further boost the fight against crude oil theft, illegal oil bunkering, pipeline vandalism, sea pirates, among others, in the Niger Delta region. Reeling out some of the successes recorded within the 4 months of Operation Delta Sanity, the Commander Nigerian Navy ship NNS Pathfinder, Commodore Desmond Ibu, said maritime crimes and cultism have been contained.
The base have achieved a lot, and some of them include disconnection of illegal hoses on several oil wellheads, some of which are wellhead 4, 12, 14, 15, and 17, all within Cotton Channel 1 and 2. And this wellhead belongs to NNPC. And we have also made so many arrests. 11 suspects covering materials for construction of illegal refinery sites were arrested. Discovery of illegal refinery sites with unsuspected identified quantity of petroleum products at Bokokiri in K community in Begama local government area of Rivers State.
Commodore Igbo also said that in line with the vision of the Chief of the Naval Staff to reduce the rate of economic sabotage and other maritime crimes, the command also synergized with sister security agencies.
We have collaborated with the state government and other security agencies to organize emergency search and rescue exercise so that we will be able to protect lives and property, because sometimes when there's accident at sea, boat capsize, there are no quick response to rescue them. So we have done that with the state government in collaboration with other stakeholders. And we have also produced a document, a working document for that. And we do hope that the state government will look into this document and establish a search and rescue unit in the state.
He noted that the operation geared towards curbing the activities of oil thieves and other social vices will be sustained with highly motivated professional naval force capable of securing the nation's maritime environment. Zainab Jaja, AIT News, Port Harcourt.
The Nigerian Air Force will take delivery of 24 M346 fighter jets before the end of 2024 to boost its operation. In a statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information of the Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapwet, manufacturers of the M346 aircraft assured commitment to the timely delivery of the fighter aircraft, beginning with the first batch of 6 expected in Nigeria before the end of 2024. He said when finally completed, the maintenance of the aircraft fleet would not constitute a challenge, as there is a binding agreement for maintenance support for the minimum of 25 years. Confirmed reports state that 23 individuals were killed on Wednesday during a terrorist attack in Angwa Danko Kanganji ward of Berenengwari local government area of Kaduna State. According to a security expert, an alert of increased criminal activity in the area. The attack occurred at approximately 6 p.m. on April 17. The assailants, armed with sophisticated weapons, raided Angwan Danko, resulting in 23 fatalities and numerous abductions. It was reported that the terrorists, wielding advanced weaponry, indiscriminately fired shots into the community before seizing their victims. Yahya Musa, a legislator representing Berenengwari in the Kaduna State House of Assembly, confirmed the tragedy, revealing that 19 of the deceased hailed from Angwandanko, while 4 were from Kanawa village. As of the time of this report, the Kaduna State Police Command was yet to officially confirm the incident. A 200-level computer science student at the Plateau State University, Bokus, has been killed following a fresh attack by gunmen in the Chinkan community neighboring the Plateau State University, Bogus. A traditional ruler arrested in connection with the killing of 17 soldiers in Okwama and Ureli local government area of Delta State last month has been released from military detention. His Royal Majesty Clement Ikolo, the traditional ruler of a kingdom, has been in military custody for 3 weeks after being named amongst 8 persons declared wanted by the military authorities for their alleged involvement in the incident of March 14. The monarch surrendered himself to the security authorities in Delta State before he was handed over to the military in Abuja.
It is over 1 month and counting since the killing of 17 soldiers who were on a peacekeeping mission in the disputed Okwama community in Delta State. Authorities of the Nigerian Army had, as part of the investigations to unravel the perpetrators of the crime, invited notable suspects as well as the traditional ruler of Okwama community in whose domain the crime was committed. His Royal Highness Clement Ikolo Ogenerukawe had surrendered himself to the Nigerian Army following requests by the army authorities as part of ongoing investigations into the killing of 17 soldiers of the Nigerian Army in Okuama community in Delta State. Director of Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, gives further insight.
On the intervention of distinguished Senator Dafinome, representing Delta Central, and his vouching for the monarch's character, and the fact that the monarch voluntarily turned himself in for questioning, it has been decided that His Highness be released to the distinguished senator, who has agreed to act as surety for his release on the condition that he will always assist the Nigerian Army and other agencies of government investigating the Okuama killing.
The senator representing Delta Central at the Nigerian Senate, Senator Ede Dafinone, assured the army of his cooperation and promised to produce the traditional ruler whenever he is needed.
I'd like to, just by way of emphasis, to thank the Nigerian military for the professional way they have handled this matter. It's a difficult matter to have handled. The gruesome murder of 17 officers and men requires and continues to require the detailed investigation that is being carried out. But I would like to emphasize that the king has been treated in a professional manner. Access to medicine, Bible, and other comforts are made available. The king is being handed over to my care, and I will, of course, make him available should they require any further interaction with him to assist with the investigations.
I really want to thank the army, especially the facility where I was. The commanding officer was amazing, you know, and the people there, the service they gave was really good. They looked after me, you know, and they did so well. I also want to thank the intelligence, the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, the chief of the intelligence corps. I want to thank him, you know, for all the for looking after me.
The Nigerian Army says investigations are still ongoing, hence there is no sufficient evidence with which to indict anyone at this stage.
A civil society organization, Center for Human and Socio-Economic Rights, has called on the Lagos State Police Command to act without further delay and commence investigation into the gruesome murder of one Sheriff Salami, who was killed on the 18th of February 2023. The group, while disclosing this advocacy to the Office of the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, on the subject matter, including a petition to the Lagos State House of Assembly, said all efforts have not yielded the desired outcome, as nothing has been done to get justice for the deceased 1 year after.
In November 2023, civil society groups marched to the police headquarters in Lagos, seeking justice for Sheriff Salami, a youth leader killed on the 18th of April 2023. 1 year after, the group says nothing has been done to unravel the perpetrators involved in the alleged murder of Salami.
The Lagos State Police Command, the Nigerian Police Force at large, has kept mute in the murder of this innocent young man that was murdered on the cold blood, in the broad daylight, on the 18th, Tuesday 18th of April 2023. We have written petitions to several police formations, and we even marched in November 2023 to submit our position paper to the Commissioner of Police, and we were duly received.
Somebody was killed over a year ago, and nothing has been done. We did advocacy. We were at the police headquarters, Lagos State Police Command. We were at the National Maritime Commission, Lagos State Branch. I can tell you that several letters have been written to the Director General of Police, several petitions. I can also confirm to you that
Barrister Femi Falana has written both to the Zone 2 division in Lagos as well as IG on this. Nothing has been done a year after.
Wife of the deceased, Miriam Salami, called on the government to intervene and grant her the justice that she seeks.
The most painful part about it is that I was not there when they buried him. He was murdered on broad daylight, and before I could get back from work, they buried him. And ever since then, I've been pleading, begging the government, the police officers, to assist me on this, which they know what to do about it, but they pay deaf ear to everything that is going on.
Our prayer is that justice must be done. Because it is Sheriff today, it can be anybody tomorrow. So justice for Sheriff is justice for all. The police should unravel the killer.
Sheriff Salami, a youth leader in Ajiro, a town in Etiosa local government area of Lagos State, was allegedly attacked and shot dead on April 18 while attending a function close to his residence, leaving behind 3 daughters and an aged mother. Chiamaka Uchi, ART News, Lagos.
The Nigerian Society of Physiotherapy says the 3 tiers of government and other critical players in the country's health sector will have to double efforts if the country is to achieve universal health coverage. The society said this during a medical outreach for the people of a rural community in Abaji, the Federal Capital Territory. Chairman of the FCT chapter of the Nigerian Society of Physiotherapy, Dr. Nnamdi Eze, said the concentration of medical services and facilities in the urban areas necessitated the outreach to create awareness and provide medical support for the locals.
Become a priority for the federal government means that we want to have everybody covered within the healthcare scheme, and rehabilitation has also taken a center stage in the universal health coverage. Before, it used to be only prevention and treatment and within the primary healthcare setting, but now we are having rehabilitation. So what does it mean? People in the community can have direct access to rehabilitation professionals.
Strict head of the community and some of the beneficiaries expressed their gratitude to the team and called for more assistance to help ameliorate the numerous health and other challenges confronting them.
Some of them run away, go away even when they are having condition. Because they are not financially buoyant, they will go away even when they have cases. Except for this kind of outreach, they use the opportunity when there are this kind of cases, outreach.
Due to this health outreach, some people will be able to check out and know what is going on into their system or health.
You know, some people don't want to come to the clinic, but during the outreach, if you meet them at the house, they will tell you the full of their problem.
The medical outreach saw the team provide free diagnoses of different ailments for the residents and provisions of drugs and other relief materials. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, says it will continue to pursue programs that will improve the health conditions of the people of the Niger Delta region. The Executive Director of Projects, NDDC, Victor Antai, said that this when he flagged off the Commission's free medical mission at Essien Udim local government area of Akwa Ibom State.
This is Cottage Hospital, Okana, in Serudum, local government area of Akwa Ibom State, venue of the NDDC free medical mission. The free medical mission was put on hold for several years until recently when the managing director of the NDDC, Samuel Boku, approved its commencement. On ground to flag off the exercise was the executive director of projects, NDDC, Victor Antai.
The objective of the program undertaken in collaboration with various healthcare organizations is to ensure access to good healthcare services by removing financial barrier to accessing good health, good and qualitative healthcare services posed by the prevailing high cost of healthcare services in the midst of a weakened health system and infrastructure.
He said the exercise will be extended to other states of the Niger Delta region.
It's a flagship project that everybody in the Niger Delta is looking forward to. The
Who has reintroduced it, and it's going to move from state to state. And as we move, as we progress, more and more things and more surgeons will be added.
We've had 120 surgeries. Among those surgeries, we've had 6 cesarean sections that have produced 7 live babies, including a set of twins. Now, the truth is, if this mission did not hold this week, what would have been the fate of those pregnant women?
Some of the beneficiaries commended the NDDC for the intervention.
For the past 2 years, Tuesday, so the CS and the structure was successful through the NDDC. So I thank them so much. I'm so grateful. I thank God for what this kind of opportunity, wonderful gifts. Pray. This is the first time I wonder for this kind of miracle. I pray to God to bless them for me.
The week-long free medical mission will come to a close this Saturday. Chukwuchichukwu, AIT News, Isenodum, Akwa Ibom State.
Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara says his administration has significantly increased the state's revenue from about 12 billion naira to about 27 billion naira monthly and is no longer borrowing to embark on projects across the state. He says his administration has been able to achieve this through prudent management of resources, accountability, and transparency. Speaking when he played host to members of the House of Representatives Committee on Public Procurement, Governor Fubara said his government plans to invest massively in 4 key sectors: education, health, agriculture, and human empowerment.
The primary function of the House of Representatives Committee on Public Accounts is to hold government institutions accountable for the use of public funds and resources by examining all related financial documents, including reports submitted by the Auditor General. To further improve their capacity, members of the committee are in Rivers State for a retreat.
It is not difficult for us when we're deciding on where to go for our retreat to identify Rivers State as a place that is conducive and as a place that we can also use as a template for most other state governors and state governments.
Chairman of the committee, Bamidele Salam, applauds the Sim Fubara-led administration for its transparency and prudent management of resources.
I've also worked very, very hard to improve on the intelligent revenue of the state and ensure that you block leakages of public resources.
Choosing Rivers State means 2 things, like I said, to tell the world that Rivers State is peaceful and to tell the world that the government is working.
Governor Sim Fubara says he's operating a transparent government and has nothing to hide, especially when it comes to giving accounts for public funds.
All the projects we're doing, we don't borrow. We're very transparent. We're not hiding anything. That is why I boldly will say it. The least we do this period is 26, 27. The highest they were doing before is 12 and 13. We'll make sure that we apply these funds areas that will bring positive change. Education, healthcare, agriculture. We'll also do a few roads, but the most important thing is these 3 items.
The governor also wants the visiting federal lawmakers to stand by the truth at all times.
Not coming to say because you're on the radio, you say talk about integrity. There are things that speak, that are evidence, public science on your body and around you that shows if you have integrity.
Yes.
That is the truth. And I can boldly say, without fear, nobody can take it away from me. And if there is anything that made me want this position in the heart of even those that are fighting me, is because I was upright. So if I could be upright at that time, why would I not be even 1,000,001 time upright now?
Governor Sim Fubara further uses the occasion to single out his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, for her unwavering loyalty.
When it was being masterminded that I would be removed, the arrangement was my deputy was going to. But unfortunately, she was always on my side.
Idagbo Biakem, AIT News, Port Harcourt.
Just joined us, you're watching the World News Hour on AIT. We'll take a break and we will be back with more stories. Stay with us. Okay, to some business stories now. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ekpo, has expressed the federal government's readiness through the ministry to partner with the Akwa Ibom State government to unlock the various economic potentials of gas resources in the state. Ekpo said this during a courtesy visit by the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Umo Eno, to his office at NNPC Towers, Abuja.
It is a good thing, too, that in Akwa Ibom State, you are interested in gas development. And of course, that is the direction to go at this critical point in time. We realize the fact that with gas available in all the states, power plants will come to life. And the industries that were ailing in the past will come back to life. And some of the industries that relocated from Nigeria to the neighboring countries will come back. I promise you that we'll work in collaboration with your government to make sure we utilize the gas in Akwa Ibom for the development of Akwa Ibom and development of other parts of the country.
The minister informed the delegation that he would be visiting the state to perform the groundbreaking ceremony for a gas hub at Ibaka Deep Sea Port very soon. In his address during the visit, Governor Eno noted that Akwa Ibom State has the largest deposit of gas resources in Nigeria, and the state is ready to partner with the ministry to drive the investment opportunities that abound in the state for economic development.
Akwa Ibom has one of the largest deposits of gas in this country. And I don't think it is an error that the President and Commander-in-Chief brought someone from Akwa Ibom to be in charge of gas. And we have come to say we want to partner with you at this time, not only as your brothers, but because we have what it takes to partner with you. We want to work with your ministry. We want to, like the Permanent Secretary have said, we want to see investment, drive the investment opportunities that abound in Akwa Ibom so that investors can come.
The governor said the state has the required human capacity, necessary infrastructures, and government that is willing to work with the Ministry of Petroleum Resources to actualize the vision and mandate of President Bola Tinubu in the gas sector. The African Forum and Network on Debt and Development, AFRODAD, and partners are demanding for an urgent reform of the global financial system at spring meetings by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank, which is taking place actually in Washington, D.C. With a theme, Energizing Africa, what will it take to accelerate access and improve lives? The organization says the debt crisis is no longer a risk, but a reality in many African countries, with almost half of the continent's countries in debt distress or high risk of debt distress. Africa's total debt currently stands at $1.13 trillion, representing a 374% increase in public debt from the year 2000 to 2024. The cost of debt servicing continues to consume a significant amount of public resources, with attendant ramifications for public investment, economic growth, and sustainable development. As the spring meeting continues, AFRODAD and other civil society organizations are calling for a governance restructuring of the IMF and World Bank to end the debilitating financial commitment of Africa's low-income countries and developing ones. And that's business. We'll go more stories now. Gombe State government assures private educational institutions of their support to the development, research, and production of herbal medicines that would be of benefit to the people. The State Deputy Governor, Manasa Jatau, disclosed this while on a visit to Northeast University on a fact-finding tour and engagement with the institution on educating, training, and research.
An engagement for the future. This was the setting for the meeting between officials of the state government and officials of the foremost university in Gombe, Northeast University. Officials of the state government, led by the state deputy governor, were on fact-finding mission to explore ways of engagement with the university that had gained prominence in just 2 years.
Our interest, before we clock 10 years, we are in the #1 of the 10 ranking universities in the whole world.
The officials of the university outlined these programs that caught the attention of the state government.
Typical nursing science laboratory, and we've got the medical laboratory science, and this is the Dalston Holland laboratory. It houses a well-equipped and fully stocked center for African medicinal plant research, including the natural products and formulation laboratory.
An excited deputy governor assured the state government support to the university.
Please, we will support all that center. We'll put in all our knowledge to see that this university succeeds so that we can achieve the aim for which it was established.
For the officials of the private institution, it says it is adding its voice to the growing potential of a modern society.
In less than 2 years, we already have 27 programs, 4 faculties, all working very well. We have more than 900 students in less than 2 years.
Well, here at our center, we want to look at some fungal infection that is ravaging the community in Gombe State here. So we isolated some of these fungi, some of these microbes, and we brought them to the laboratory. We've done a number of extractions.
Dip your bucket where you are.
Surely, the state government believes collaborations with private institutions will drive up development for the state. Chika Udemko, EIT News, Gombe.
The Nigerian government has trained 200 youths on solar installation in Kaduna State in a bid to promote self-reliance and entrepreneurship among Nigerian youths. Ahmed Bolaji, the Director General of the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIN, who disclosed this, urged Nigerian youths to acquire skills instead of relying solely on white-collar jobs.
Under this initiative, the youths underwent a 2-week training on solar photovoltaic installation and entrepreneurship in Kafanchan, Kaduna State in northwest Nigeria. The Director General of NAPTIN, Ahmed Bolaji, whose message was conveyed by the Director of Corporate Services, Hayatuddin Ibrahim, explained that the training is meant to equip youths in the southern Kaduna Senatorial District with the necessary skills, knowledge and understanding of solar PV installation and maintenance repair. The DG maintained that the initiative will enable them to become ambassadors of green energy, contributing to global trend while also boosting the Nigerian economy.
We have told them before now that everybody should concentrate on what is going to be taught and take back something home, because when you take this, it becomes your property. And with this, you're going to, it's going to be a property for yourself and the community and Nigeria as a whole.
We're training them to be an entrepreneur on their own. They can build the skills and train others. And by such doing, there will be a lot of employment opportunity for them and those that they train.
A former senator, Danjo Malaha, pledged continuous support for government initiatives aimed at eradicating poverty among Nigerian youth.
My concern, let them not just be depending on government work. If they are able to do this in self-reliance and do their job very well, they have, sky is their limit.
Those who benefited from the training expressed gratitude and promised to utilize the knowledge gained for for national development.
Electricity is expensive and it's hard to get. So having this solar training, first you start from your home. You can start it gradually after you extend it to your community, at least 1 or 2 to 3 neighbors from there, and it's more even cheaper.
I'm already having a plan that after the program, I'm going to put more effort and get more capital to really go in deep into the business.
We can install and maintain our solars in our homes, and we can equally go for business outside for installation and maintenance as well.
The youth training on solar photovoltaic installation ends on April 26.
Environment experts have emphasized the need to strict adherence to building codes and regulations in Nigeria to ensure structural integrity. The experts who spoke at a seminar on regulatory compliance and building control standards hosted by the College of Environmental Sciences, the Bells University of Ogun State, said this will go a long way to prevent structural collapse in Nigeria.
Building regulation is a collection of prescriptive specifications that give directive on how buildings should be built. However, some developers have either ignored or circumvented these regulations, leading to structural defect, building collapse, and attendant loss of lives and property.
Enhancing public safety, structurally sound, reduce risks of building collapse and accidents, improve living and working conditions, increase property values.
At this event, the General Manager, Lagos State Building Control Agency, Bolanhon Oki, told the gathering that adherence to regulations governing the construction industry is a must if lives and properties are to be protected.
Not complying with the authority, believing that somebody can just come and build on the road setback that change all the formation, and those are the things that we are trying to guide against and correcting in Lagos State as at today.
Other speakers encouraged students to ensure they apply their knowledge in the world of architecture and construction to make positive impact.
Every year we bring in professionals from different fields in the built environment to come and talk to us on how to improve our environment, on how to improve us as an individual, and how to improve our students, especially that will be going to the world.
You can see the audience cut across practitioners, building owners, people who are aspiring to own buildings, and students. And you know, students have a ripple effect because they are the ones who are going to practice.
In terms of compliance, people will know why they need to actually comply. Because these are things, those regulations are put in place just for our own safety. Now, following them, you will understand why you should follow them and the adverse effects of not following them. So those are things that I think people should know.
Participants here, drawn from various disciplines in the institution, described the program as informative and educative. Nkoli Omodu, AIT News, Ota, Ogun State.
Environmental activists as described as abysmal the sum of 599 billion naira allotted to climate-friendly projects out of this year's total budget of 28 trillion naira. Market Turengwa, an executive director of Global Initiative for Food Security and Ecosystem Preservation, made this known in Abuja during a workshop to review Nigeria's 2024 climate budget.
Flooding, drought, and extreme harsh weather conditions are some regular occurrence across the globe, with Nigeria inclusive. The deluge of 2022 floods was the worst the country has seen in over a decade. Environmental stakeholders said lack of adequate budgetary provision to combat this perennial climate impact are some of the reasons given for the worsening of the situation.
The climate-friendly budgets or friendly projects within the budget amounting to just about 599 billion naira. Now, if you put that aside with the total budget, which is about 28 trillion, then you will see that it is very small. Now, this is the first year that this incoming administration have budgeted, and so we are expecting that there should be a supplementary budget, or as we prepare for the 2025 budget, we will have more climate-friendly projects, in the budget. So the country actually needs to move in the side of green budgeting.
The Minister of Budget and National Planning, Abdullahi Bagudu, who was represented at the event, said the Nigerian government is committed to climate issues that would align with the sustainable goals for climate mitigation for 2030.
We are working towards agitation for having a brainstorming session on green funding for climate change in Nigeria. And we do that one on a high level basis and later cascade it to the subnational levels of government, so that we see that it's not only government that should be the producer of resources for climate mitigation. Everybody should rise up to it. Well, if climate issue can be supported through the philanthropists.
The experts, however, expressed displeasure on the allocated sum for climate change, saying that only 5.02% of the total of 2024 budget was allocated to fight the impacts of climate change.
Residents of Langwa community in Maraba area of Nasarawa State have called on Governor Abdullahi Sule to assist in fixing the collapsed bridge in their community, which they say now poses serious danger, especially as the rainy season is fast approaching. The people made the plea during a community volunteer effort to provide temporary access road linking the community to neighboring Nyanya in the Federal Capital Territory.
These residents of Dinalaga community in Maraba in Nasarawa State came out in their numbers, including children, calling for help in fixing the major collapsed bridge on the only access road linking the community with other communities in the area.
The time when there is rain, the way the water is floating here is too much. It's too much. There's no way you can pass to go to another village without passing this side. Automatically, we need to put hands together and work hard.
We are making passionate appeal. A government or any other organization can come to our aid. It is we are peace-loving people, and we stay here. We work together as a community. We love each other, but the resources has ever been our challenge.
The residents expressed concerns over the loss of lives on the road, especially school children, since the collapse of the bridge.
We contribute a little we have to make sure we do this project to this extent. We want to seek the help of the government if they can assist us, because you see the community is very large. By the time the students will resume now to cross this place, it's very difficult for them to cross it.
During rainy season, nobody crosses here. If your children are coming back from school, they stay back. If you are this side, you don't cross there after 2-3 hours. So we have made series of appeal and we are still on it. So we're seeking for help from the government, from individuals of good heart, seeking for help to rescue our community.
Nalaga residents also say that the collapsed bridge has greatly affected the socio-economic development of their area, hence the cry to the state government for urgent intervention. Dimas Nanzeng, AIT News, Abuja.
The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory has been informed by senior lawyer Ogu Onoja that a Deputy Inspector General of Police was petitioned for allegedly subverting the judgment of the court in a legal battle on ownership of a parcel of land in Abuja. Justice Mohammed Hassan was informed that the police chief allegedly subverted the court's judgment delivered on June 14, 2023, which resolved ownership of land measuring 1.8 hectares in favor of an Abuja-based real estate development company, Anna Rock Global Services Limited. Onoja said that on January 26, 2024, the enforcement unit of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, had carried out enforcement on the land and handed over possession of the land to Anna Rock Company. And after the execution of the court judgment, a company, Ofi Merchandise Limited, which sold the land to Anna Rock Global Services, allegedly connived with another company and illegally secured police officers to forcefully eject Anna Rock from the property without any order of the court.
There is the authority, the power, and the majesty of court. An instant judgment of this court delivered, properly enforced, and when even the parties are already on appeal, even when the parties are before the court to set aside the judgment, they couldn't wait. They went to police under the directive of Frank Uba to go and send away all our claims from the site and took over the possession of the land. What they are looking for is to set aside the judgment of court, and also they will go on appeal over the same case. So what has police got to do with it? We've written a petition to the Inspector General of Police about DIG Frank Uba for taking the law into his hand, because our client is an ordinary citizen that has no money, that has no power, and is being oppressed.
Police of allowing their personal interests to overshadow them over their core mandates to the citizens as provided in the Police Act and the Constitution. After listening to the submission, Justice Hassan adjourned the matter to April 23 for adoption of final addresses in the suit. The Nigerian Labour Party Committee on Security, Peace and Conflict Resolution says it has fine-tuned modalities to bring together all the aggrieved members of the party to a roundtable ahead of its national convention. Chairman of the committee, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Chairman Ugo Mua, made this known in a press briefing in Abuja this Friday. The Labour Party Security, Peace and Conflict Resolution Committee is a strategic committee of Labour Party established in 2022 to reconcile aggrieved party members and ensure peace and security of elections.
All-inclusive stakeholders meeting of the party for a quick resolution of the conflicts and to move the party forward in recognition of the upcoming elections. This all-stakeholders meeting is tentatively scheduled to hold at Nikon Luxury Hotel on the 30th of April 2024. We hereby call on the presidential candidate of Labour Party, His Excellency Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, to lead this all-important stakeholders meeting for amicable resolution of this conflict in Labour Party. The committee will therefore engage in vigorous consultations with all the stakeholders of the party for attendance of this important meeting. And the stakeholders include the Nigerian Labour Congress, the TUC, and all other stakeholders of Labour Party. The National Working Committee are also part of what we are holding. And we are going to have a roundtable conference where every organ of the party will air their views and we resolve it and have an amicable party.
And on to some sports stories. Residents of Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, will experience like never before an international marathon as the Premium Trust Bank and Nilayo Sports Management host the first Abuja City 21-kilometer marathon on Saturday. The organizers say every modality to ensure that the Abuja Half Marathon attains the World Athletics label status have been put in place.
The city of Abuja will partially stand still on Saturday for 4 hours between 7 and 11 a.m. for the first Abuja City International Half Marathon. At a press briefing this Friday, organizers Nilayo Sports Management, headline sponsors Premium Trust Bank, alongside the Athletics Federation of Nigeria AFN, promised to deliver an event befitting of the status of Nigeria's capital.
When you organize road races, there are a few things you want to achieve. Number one, create a healthy lifestyle for both old and young. Number two, advertise your country. Which better way to advertise our country right now than showcasing our Federal Capital Territory, one of the most beautiful cities I have ever.
what we're about to see here in Abuja is going to grow within a short time because we sat down and we discussed. He has given me his projection, and I know that very soon he's going to get the next level.
Primary among objectives of the event is to attain the World Athletics label status.
Because the other marathon, people will miss their way. We're not doing that. People will be using rubber bands on their hand. We don't do that. We use the transporter mat and chips. So we are in line with the World Athletics. The road must be closed, fully closed. After the runners, they can now open it. All runners that finish the race must have a medal and we have result. We are going to do that.
So it's going to be an awesome event. I'm really looking forward to seeing what will come out of it. And like Mr. Bakola said, I mean, hopefully several labels in the future as well for this event. So yeah, congratulations to Abuja City. Congratulations to everyone who was involved with it. And very excited to see and curious, like the AFN president, to see what tomorrow has in store for us.
That's the news on AIT. Many thanks for staying with us. I'm Hadiza Aldu. Good night.
Thanks for remaining with us on Africa Independent Television, AIT.
Timetable for the party congresses, the local government, the ward, and the state congresses as they become ready for. And it is going to be between June and August 2024. The caucus approved that the NWC should reconstitute the disciplinary and reconciliation committees of the party. These are standing committees of the party that we need to rejig in proceeding with all our issues in the party. The caucus also extended the life of the Party Constitution Review Committee for us to accommodate new suggestions to amend the party. To amend the constitution of the party. 5, caucus also considered various ways of fundraising.
Yes, that was the People's Democratic Party National Publicity Secretary. That was the outcome of the caucus meeting. We saw a NEC meeting which held on Thursday, April 18, 2024. And like it or not, the outcome of the NEC meeting, which the PDP held just about 24 hours ago or over that, is tilting towards a negative narrative. And though there were apprehension that the NEC may either make or mar the party. But how best can you categorize the position of the PDP NEC on internal issues within the party? And their position is just rectifying what the caucus said. And today, there have been talks on who wins during the meeting and who now has dominance in the party. A quiet glance into online media reports will tell you that despite decision taken at the meeting, that's the National Executive Committee meeting, the party is still sharply divided along loyalists of the former presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and the former governor of the party, Rivers State, Nyesom Wike. And the headlines have been Wike wins, Atiku wins, or Wike wins, Atiku loses. That's all we see if you go through the social media today. And it's really cause for questioning. And in the end, who wins? The PDP as a political party or the internal forces within the PDP? If what is going on within the party is anything to go by, then Nigerians may just be asking, what is the alternative? Our question on the program tonight will center on two main political parties, the opposition PDP and the ruling APC. We shall also delve into the trending headlines. Former Governor Yahaya Bello wanted by EFCC. These are talking points for tonight. So thanks for joining us on our elite political program, Democracy Today. I remain yours sincerely, Ijoma Osamu. Thank you for remaining with us. Let's talk PDP briefly. And joining me via Zoom is a former aide on youth matters to former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And I have a member of the PDP, Comrade Jude Imagui. Thank you so much for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you for having me, Gemma. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
We appreciate. And let's quickly take a look at what happened yesterday. The NEC took a decision, and the decision that the NEC took is rectifying the position of the caucus of the party. But what we see on social media and amongst supporters of the leadership of the party is Wike wins, this person loses, and what has happened? Is that what the NEC meeting should be at the end of it?
Joma, thank you first for always having interest in the issues that contains political parties and how democracy is being run in Nigeria. I'll be very quick and very direct to what you have said. It's unfortunate that the narratives of the outcome of the NEC meeting has been reduced to the fact that it begins to play a role of either the former vice president, who's also the immediate past presidential candidate of our party, and the current minister of FCT, the immediate past governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Governor Nyesom Wike. What happened yesterday? Nobody won, rather PDP, its organ, its teaming supporters, and Nigerian democracy won. Why I say PDP, its organ, and the teaming supporters of Nigeria won the outcome yesterday, the fact that a whole lot of people had expected that the outcome of yesterday was going to divide the People's Democratic Party or put an end to our existence and our voice as major opposition party. What the NEC ratified yesterday is in tenet with what the founding fathers of this great party had thought out before the formation of the party. At all times, there must be someone to take position in the absence, in the presence of CAP, and that's the acting national chairman, the role is playing. What the NEC said was not far from what the Constitution said. It's clear. In the absence of the chairman, the deputy chairman, from the zone where the national chairman is relinquishing office comes from will assume acting capacity upon when the next sits and say there will be ratification for either a replacement or an ascension of the deputy to become the full substantial chairman of the party. And then that is what they did. The second aspect of it is the fact that there are several reasons they took into consideration on the need why you have to give them a period of time. Becoming the chairman, the national chairman of People's Democratic Party is not something people just sit in one room and appoint people. There is need for a robust consultation, need for those that want to assume that office to reach out to critical stakeholders, reach out to states, reach out to state chairmen, reach out to party faithfuls, and at the end of it, the party in entirety will choose who becomes the head of their place. It's not where somebody sits in one place and appoints somebody, and that is what the party was very careful about yesterday. So I'll state clearly, it's unfortunate that they always drag the Minister of FCT into everything that concerns PDP. Yes, I'll give it to him that he has demonstrated so much passion, so much commitment, and so much investment in the party. But the entire conversation about the party is not always about Governor Wike or Honorable Minister Wike. It is about what the party needs to do right and how the party needs what they need to do right and do it right. That is what they did yesterday, and I feel that nobody won, nobody lost. PDP won, its organ won, and the generality of the PDP supporters and their faithful won yesterday because the hope that we were going to find ourselves splitted never saw the light again. That does not exonerate the fact that we still have a healing process that needs to be addressed. And I feel that that now becomes the burden on the shoulders of this NWC, whom again, through the neck, a sense of confidence has been reposed on them. They need to now wake up, they need to now stand up, they need to now top up the gear that they are presently driving on to see how we can get all the challenges and the differences we have in the party harmonized and become a formidable opposition to the party.
All right. I noticed that they also talked about setting up committees for reconciliation because before the NEC meeting, it was a heated argument on whether the power should shift to North Central. According to them, those from the North Central said it is their seat and they need to occupy that seat. And after the NEC meeting, would you say that those tunes, those voices that were that came up and protested have been put to rest, or can somebody looking at the party from a distance say that the PDP has an internal crisis because there are those who threatened that they were going to quit the party if the chairman, acting chairman, Damagum remains on seat, and that's a challenge, I think so. Comrade. Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you clearly. I can hear you.
Okay, what I am saying is, before the NEC meeting, there were those who threatened that they were going to leave the party if the NEC does not take a decision or take a stand. And if the national chairman, acting national chairman remains, they may just say goodbye to the People's Democratic Party. And those persons are still aggrieved. Don't you think it is necessary, if they are going to do a reconciliation or set up a reconciliation committee, they still need to look at issues coming from that, droppings of arguments?
Yeah, I feel clearly that yeah, everybody has a right to be aggrieved, and they also have a right to express their grievances. But two things were very clear on the product of the meeting yesterday. The first is the fact that the national chairman was to the north. In the distribution of powers in our party constitution, it is usually zoned to north or south, particularly when it has to do with chairman and the deputy national chairman. When the chairman is zoned to the north, is zoned to the north. It is now left for the north zone to sit and micro-zone the positions zoned to them. If for whatever purpose and intent, they had initially micro-zoned the position they had to the north central, it is still also left to the north. The north is not just the north central. We have the north central, the northwest, and the northeast.
So what you're telling us, sorry, I need to come in here. What you're saying now, that your constitution, the issue of zoning has nothing to do whether with North Central or Northeast or South or whatever. It is rather on region. Is that what you're saying?
If you are zoning the national chairman, you say the national chairman goes to the north. the regions in the zone, the north, the northwest, the north central, and the northeast, it becomes their responsibility to sit and microzone the positions distributed to that zone.
Okay, comrade, please. I need to go to your constitution. Article 47(6) of the PDP constitution. I don't know whether you have amended it. Quote, let me just say, it said, it states that once a vacancy occur in any office of the party, especially national chairman's office, the NEC shall appoint another person from the area or zone where the officer originated to serve out the tenure of the office. So if that is the position of your constitution, how do you define it? It's not talking about region here.
Let me take you by your word. It says zone. Now, zone, when they say zone, it means the south and the north. They did not say the north central zone. It's zone.
But they use the word zone or area. That's like an emphasis. That's like an emphasis.
Area.
Yes, somebody can go to court and challenge this one, you know.
Yeah, I am not ruling the fact that the North Central do not have a right. But I am only saying that it has to be a conversation between them and the two other regions that are from the north, which is the northwest and the northeast. Because if for any reason the two other regions are still standing to throw up another candidate, it therefore portends danger that they will have to go into the contest. But the truth still remains that it was zoned to the north, and all the position that was allocated to the northern zone were now microzoned into state. Fortunately, that of the national chairman was microzoned into North Central and subsequently re-microzoned to Benue. Right. Now they have to do their homework to convince others to see the need and the reason why, believing that they also have a competent replacement for the chairman that had vacated his seat.
Okay, so it's not as if the NEC threw away their own position. The NEC didn't throw it away.
No. The NEC said 3 months. The NEC said 3 months. They gave these ESCOs 3 months. And whether you like it or not, the acting national chairman is still the elected deputy chairman. So if a new chairman is elected tomorrow, he still will not leave office. He's still there as the deputy national chairman. So, but it's just that because there is vacuum, he's sitting in as the acting chairman of the party. Now, the second part that has to do with discipline and people were threatening, and that is the part I find very irritating, where people want to reduce the problem of the People's Democratic Party only to 2023. Now, if we are going to be having a conversation around those that had sabotaged the future and the interests of the party and reducing it to only those that it is assumed to have played a role in 2023, I will take an exception to that because we first have to deal with the issues that have brought PDP into opposition party.
All right.
We were opposition party yesterday, but today we are opposition party. How did we find ourselves into opposition party? Some persons played a role and threw us into where we are. Have they apologized to the party? Have they apologized to those people they insulted? If you must come to equity, Joma, you must come to equity with clean hands.
All right, comrades.
And so if you want to forgive sins, you forgive everybody their sins and let us start on a clean slate. And that is what the acting national chairman said. If we want to dig deep to people that have constituted one form of betrayal to the party, it will create more infraction and injury to the party. So all we need to do, like the former governor of Edo State said, if you come to APC, your sins have been forgiven. Now, the PDP will not say if you come to PDP, your sins have been forgiven. PDP will only say, we have forgotten everything that had gone with us yesterday, but the lessons we will take. But everybody that wants to come on board will come on board in the spirit of oneness, in the spirit of togetherness, and above it all, in the spirit that means that the party comes first before any individual's interest.
All right, comrade. Thank you so much. We'll still have to be talking on this issue because it's important that Nigerians get to understand political party politics as it plays out ahead of 2027. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joman. Thank you for having me again.
All right, Comrade Jude Imagwe, the former aide to former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. He was the senior special advisor on youth matters during the Jonathan administration. So let's quickly go straight to the issue that will be taken now. But before then, let's take a look at what some of the drama that played out on the issue of the former Kogi State governor. In the last 24 hours, it has been former Governor Yahaya Bello wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. As if that was not enough, the Inspector General of Police ordered the withdrawal of police personnel attached to him. And the question now is it just the Tinubu anti-graft war in action, or are there more to what these developments are? Well, these are issues we'll be talking on. We'll also be looking at the APC too, and the alleged suspension of the national chairman. These are issues, but we'll start with that of the Yahaya Bello. But let's quickly take a walk into what happened a few days ago when officials of the EFCC were seen at his Abuja residence. We'll start from there. This was about 2 days ago when officials of the EFCC went to the Abuja residence of the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, in an attempt to arrest him. And the question has been, why so sudden? What has happened? What about arrest warrant? Who has it? And as the EFCC written before now to Yahaya Bello on his corruption case, we have seen the Yahaya Bello's brother before now in court on the EFCC matter, and the name of the former governor was brought in that order. But what about this new drama? Where is he coming from? Joining me in the studio on these and other matters within the APC that I said before is the convener, Coalition of Civil Society Against Corruption, Ohalete Chibedu Wisdom. I think I got that right.
Wisdom.
Ohalete Wisdom. Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom, for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you for having me.
With him is an APC member, Comrade Dominic Alancha. I think, Comrade, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. Let's look at the Yahaya Bello. Let's start with you first. You are both comrades in the journey and in the struggle. You see, people have been talking about the war against corruption of this present administration. We remember that at the beginning, he campaigned, and that was included in the Renewed Hope document. But with what is happening now, and that of the Yahaya Bello saga, as a civil rights activist, do you think the way they are going about this Yahaya Bello zone is the right way?
Thank you once again for having me. I want to say with all honesty that, first of all, the war against corruption is a welcome development that every Nigerian should be interested with. And the civil society groups as well. So it's a welcome development. But like you asked, the process, the procedure, is it right? Is it fine? Is it what should be encouraged? And I think as a civil society organization, a coalition for that matter, we're not here to absolve anybody of doing the right thing. You have committed an offense, or Yahaya Bello has not committed an offense, or the EFCC are right or not. But the process, which has caused tension in the nation, you know, there are problems here and there. So the process is why we are here as a group, you know. And what are the issues, if I may ask, what are the issues have been issued? EFCC accused former Governor Yaya Bello of stealing 8.2 billion, and that it was done in 2015. Now the question is this: was Yaya Bello a governor of Kogi State in 2015? The answer is no. When EFCC now recognized or realized that they have shot themselves in their legs, they now went to amend the charges to 2015 in February. Another question is this.
The same 2015?
No, 2016 now, this time around. They amended charges. Now the question is this. In 2016, assuming Yaya Bello stole that amount of money, remember, Yaya Bello took office in January 2016, and the amended charges said February, amended to February 2016. Now that is barely 1 month. What is Kogi State's federal allocation to the state? How much was it? This question is very, very important. And by the time you answer the question, you know where I'm coming from. Now, the allocation for the year of Kogi in 2016, how much was it? From the record available from Office of Federal Bureau of Statistics, the total allocation to Kogi in 2016 is 57 billion, 81 million. And you're accusing somebody of stealing 80 billion. So where is this money from? Is the money from former Governor Idris Wada? Okay, the budget that was running was that of Idris Wada. So the question is, how come about this 80 billion? But as if that was not enough, Yaya Bello, who now felt that his human rights has been trampled upon, has been infringed upon, approached a state high court in Lokoja, challenging the violation of his rights as a Nigerian, which is fundamental. And the court, in this wisdom, having looked at the whole scenario and all that, granted an order restraining anybody acting under any guise from arresting, detaining, or prosecuting, pending the determination of that suit, challenging his fundamental human rights. Now, EFCC, in their wisdom also, which everybody accepted that they did the right thing, approached a court of appeal and got an order. No, sorry, they approached the court of appeal, which is still subsisting. And from records available, the court of appeal will look at the matter next week.
But they said they got an order.
Fine.
A restraining order.
Fine. That restraining order, when did they get it? when they are already in court, when they are already on appeal, challenge or seeking to vacate the order gotten by former Governor Yaya Bello. So that's the question. And that is where the process or the procedure comes in. And as a group, we felt it's not necessary. The EFCC, as a government institution, should do the right thing by allowing the appeal to take its course.
Okay, Dan, the question a lot of persons are asking, because you gave us a timeline of when he took up power from 2015 and how EFCC went to change the charges and then started from 2016. If that is the case, the question has been, why is Yaya Bello not going to clear himself before the EFCC? Go to them as if you were invited, because I would have loved to ask, was he invited? Was there an invitation to him from the EFCC before this whole drama? That we do not have that information now. But if he was invited, why did he not go there and explain to them, take a look at your records? People have gone to EFCC and they are back. They've cleared their name of any charges against them.
Like I will always say, if there was an invitation, it is left for EFCC to answer. In fact, if there is a document to that effect, they should provide it and let the public know.
That they invited Yaya Bello and he did not come.
Yes, but like you said, that information is unknown. Now, coming to Yaya Bello, turning himself in, if I'm in his shoes, I think I would turn myself in. But he also reserves the right to turn himself in or not to, considering or recognizing that he has an order restraining anybody, whosoever, acting under any guise from restraining him. So turning himself in will amount to him defaulting, disobeying the court order.
But the EFCC is saying they also have an order.
Now, which order takes precedent?
That's the question.
Which order takes precedent? This one was gotten February 8th, and this one was gotten.
Was it from a state high court? Because there's this thing they call jurisdiction matter.
Yeah, they have the same jurisdiction.
Coordinate jurisdiction.
Yes.
But what about if it is a national matter? Because as it is now, the EFCC is a national body, and if they had gone to get an order from a federal high court in Abuja. So what would you say about it?
We're not talking about that. And even at that, the matter is a state matter. And coming to that aspect now, the state high courts and the federal high courts are on the same equal.
But do you remember, I want to use the case of Ganduje in Kano State. The Kano State present governor is saying he has constituted committees to investigate issues of corruption and fraud in the tenure of the former governor Ganduje. And the former governor is saying that they cannot do that because there is already a precedent, an order saying that the EFCC is the only one, EFCC and other anti-corruption agency from federal, that can handle the matters of public financial corruptions. So if that is the case, then let's take a look at it with vis-a-vis what is going on with the former governor Yaya Bello. The EFCC will tell you that the state court cannot stop them, isn't it?
But a court order is
a court order. That is it.
Order is a court order.
And you must respect it.
Fine, you must respect. So Yaya Bello is respecting a court order, which EFCC is bound to also respect.
So whether is a state court or a federal high court, they have the same jurisdiction.
Yes, an order is an order.
It's an order. So you must not give one, respect one and say you have an order from the same, for court of coordinate jurisdiction.
Yeah. Let me tell you, EFCC erred by going to a federal high court to seek for an order. When there is an order restraining them, what they should have done
is to vacate
that order.
Whether it's a state high court.
That is the law. Even a fetus knows that. But I think EFCC is not getting it right. In fact, this matter it amounts to contempt of court. And as a matter of fact, even the EFCC chairman should be, it is him that should be prosecuted for going.
But are you surprised that the police has withdrawn his official personnel that are attached to him?
Yes.
The IGP issued a statement, and I think we brought up that statement initially. Issued a statement saying that they've withdrawn that. And EFCC has written to the immigration too that Yaya Bello cannot travel.
You see,
because he's on watch lists. And it's everywhere that Yaya Bello is on watch list. So what is Yaya Bello doing about all this? Because this is about character, isn't it? Yes.
Well, you see, all these immigration, police, and all that, they're all hyping. They are all hypes and all that because Yaya Bello has a location, a known location that he can be. So, but let them do the right thing. Like I said, he has the right to turn himself in, even if you suggest to him. And he has also not to turn himself in.
But he's a wanted person as it is now by the EFCC.
Fine. That is why we're saying those processes are a nullity. They are not right in the first place. They're not right. Remember, our interest is not to stop EFCC from doing their job or absorbing Governor Yahaya Bello of
any
legal or whatever accusation. But let the right process, let the right procedure be taken.
So they should wait for the case before the court.
That is it. That is it.
Whether that in the appeal courts?
Well, that of the appeal.
Yes.
EFCC in the appeal are seeking to vacate that order. Until that happens, then
Yahaya Bello is a free man.
Everything is allegation. It's not been proven.
Yes.
So why all these rancor here and there? And let me also tell you, pointing to Ojuzo Kalu matter, it took 20 years. And at the end of the day, judgment was given. Jolly Nyame, I can go on and on. So why the rush? Why the haste? That's the question.
Some of these persons were invited by the EFCC. They were arrested and they got bail and they came out and they waited for their cases.
Yes.
Or in the case of Yahaya Bello, they've been to his house and they were not allowed.
Were they supposed to go to his house when there is an order restraining anybody? That's the crux of the matter. That's the bone of contention here. That siege was an illegality. It was not supposed to, it's a mess. And
so what are his lawyers? I think by this time the lawyers should get up. What are they doing about it?
Well, I think lawyers, like you said, they are doing their bit. I'm not a member of his legal team.
I understand.
So we are here to actually determine if the processes are right or not. Remember, like I said, we are not here to absolve anybody or stop EFCC, but let the right thing be done. So EFCC they're not doing the right thing, and they should be encouraged to do the right thing for the sake of Nigeria's image, the integrity of the nation, because the international community, they are watching.
All right, we still have Comrade Alancha, like we told you earlier on, is here. We'll just quickly throw the question of Yahaya Bello to him. I'm sure you have listened to another comrade in the struggle, and this time around, a member of the civil society that is looking into anti-graft war. He has mentioned, yes, they are not here to say, Yahaya Bello, you did not commit a sin, they're not standing for Yahaya Bello. But what he has said is that the EFCC is not doing the right thing because there's a court order stopping them.
Thank you very much, Ijoma, for having me in your studio today. Let me first of all start by saying that the Nigerians are beginning to repose a lot of confidence on the Economic and Financial Crime Commission in the fight against corruption. And Nigerians are also reposing confidence, a lot of confidence on the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to fight corruption, because you see, we must stamp out corruption if Nigeria must progress, if we must develop. Therefore, I want to say to the EFCC that they should not play kalu-kalu with Nigerians. You see, I would like to talk on this issue from the moral perspective, because the legal issue is for lawyers to go and argue in court. This is a case of you are a thief and no be thief. You are a thief and no be thief. What are you supposed to do ordinarily is to clear yourself of all these allegations. Now, why I said the EFCC should not play kalu-kalu with Nigerians, they should not play games, because we know that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is ready and is out there to fight corruption. We saw the actions taken against even his ministers that erred. They were suspended, they were arrested or investigated by the EFCC. So Nigerians are beginning to have confidence. We saw yesterday in a very clear video where the house of Yahaya Bello was barricaded by this EFCC. We also saw Ododo, the governor of Kogi State, walking in. He was denied entrance into the house with his vehicle. We saw him walk into through the EFCC to the house. The next thing we heard is that he has whisked Yahaya Bello out of the house. How? That itself is an offense.
Did they not pass through the EFCC?
Today they come, any police, ordinary police, comes to my area to arrest anybody, and I obstructed that, what will happen to me?
You're just an ordinary Nigerian, like me.
I'm just an ordinary
like
Nigerian.
myself.
Now, the issue here, Yahaya Bello, if he's clean, because they say he who must come to equity must come with a clean hand. What is he ordinarily supposed to do is to turn himself in. This is an investigation. The court order they are talking about emanating from Kogi, I think I've cited that court order on social media, is restraining the EFCC from investigating Yahaya Bello.
Not from arresting.
Not even from arresting. I think from investigate. How I wish you have it to put it so that Nigerians can see. Now the EFCC have gone to a federal high court to obtain a court order to arrest him. That is why they barricaded his house. The president needs to be interested in this matter. Something has to be done on this matter. But I'm more concerned because, you see, yesterday what was trending on social media is that Ododo is loyal. Ododo is loyal. Ododo is loyal. Loyal to the extent that you are obstructing, a federal security agencies from carrying out their duties. Is that what we call loyalty? That is, I don't want to use
but comrade, if you say the court order gotten is stopping them from investigating.
Exactly.
How do they now, what is the essence of their going to arrest him if not to investigate the matter?
Well, you are aware that he was to appear, they were to arraign him in court. The order is to take him and arraign him in court. Now he is complaining that charges have been amended. Are you supposed to be in your house and complain that your charges have been amended? In situation like that, what are you supposed to do? You go to the court and also file a case that charges, have been amended against you. And in the first place, how do you even know the charges? You've never appeared in any court. It's only when you get to the court that your FRS or FIS will now be read to you and your charges will be read. You have never appeared in court and you are aware that they are amending charges. And this issue is not the issue of 2015. It's his tenure. It's 8 years tenure. So I think Yahaya Bello is making things difficult for himself. Now they have declared him wanted. Is it that Ododo drove him out of his compound there? How did he disappear from that house? Me, I am interested. Nigerians are interested.
But you just mentioned that the incumbent governor came in and we still...
He walked in. He didn't drive with his car.
But did he walk out of
the AFCC should explain to us how, to Nigerians, how because his car was outside. He didn't drive into Yahaya Bello's compound.
There are cars in Yahaya Bello's compound. And any car can be picked up.
The idea is you don't allow any car to drive him and you don't allow any car
then
to
the EFCC need to answer to that.
That is what I'm saying, that the EFCC need to tell Nigerians how did, right in their very eyes, that Yahaya Bello disappeared and they are declaring him wanted. Because when you barricade, if you barricade a place, no car goes out, no cars comes in.
So, but
that is what we saw. Ododo walking on his foot through the barricade. Through the barricade and went into the house of Yahaya Bello. How did he drive out of the house?
But he has immunity.
He has immunity. That is why they allow him to walk in. He should walk out too and go.
Okay, I think he has the court order, which he wants
to... Thank you for that opportunity. Like I said, that every Nigerian should welcome the fight against corruption. As civil society organizations, we welcome that. We encourage that. We even thank Mr. President for that push. At least it will boost the image of the country. But I think in doing that, the right things, the right procedures should be done. or should be carried out. And it's quite unfortunate my comrade mentioned social media. The court order we are referring to, restraining or not restraining, he read it from social media. I have a copy of the court order. In the High Court of Justice of Kogi State of Nigeria, in the Kogi State Judicial Division, holding at Lokoja, let me read. It is hereby ordered as follows. The order now, after the court must have looked at the whole scenario. It is hereby ordered as follows. 1, an order is hereby granted enforcing the fundamental human rights of the applicants, this time around Yaya Bello, to liberty and freedom of movement and fair hearing by restraining the respondents, which is EFCC, by themselves, their agents, those people they sent, servants or privates from continuing to harass,
intimidate,
threaten to arrest or detain, or in any manner whatsoever arresting, detaining or persecuting the applicant on the basis of the criminal charges now pending before the Federal High Court. So what am I saying? The court, the order Governor Yaya Bello got was a court order challenging the violation of his rights.
Right.
And until that matter is determined,
it's vacated.
That matter is determined or vacated by a superior court, the appellate court. Then we can't be here. So now let me also say this.
Excuse me. I'm asking, which matter is he talking about?
Excuse me.
The matter that needs to be vacated.
Which matter are they giving the restraining order?
Because
there are two. Be determined.
Yes.
Until the matter is determined, which matter are you talking about?
It's the order that he got.
Listen.
The court
let me say something. The aspect of evading former Governor Yaya Bello's residence and all that. You see, when EFCC has decided to not follow due process, you shouldn't blame former Governor Yaya Bello, who is resorting to self-help. I don't know if I'm making sense. Who is resorting to self-help?
But there's a breach. There's a breach somewhere.
Yes, you cannot move him in that manner, not complying to a court order restraining you from arresting him. And Governor Yaya Bello is being careful not to also disrespect or disobey a court order restraining anybody. Like I said, it is his choice. He's at liberty to turn himself in or not to. But like I said, if I am asked to advise him, he will turn himself in. I will advise him to turn himself in. So in all this scenario, if somebody somewhere claims that somebody somewhere is actually beating this drum that EFCC is dancing to. And let me also say this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I know, is a man of process, a man of procedure. That at the end of the day, EFCC will actually try to do the right thing with all these calls.
But you don't expect the president to interfere
with
the workings of an agency saddled with the responsibility of doing that.
I'm not saying I'm expecting him.
Yeah.
But I just put up that so that somebody does not misquote me anywhere, like the statement I said that somebody somewhere is, And don't forget, Yaya Bello was an 8-year governor, 2-term in Kogi, who dislodged the PDP, of which 98% of Kogi is PDP. He came in as governor and dislodged the PDP. Don't also forget that he's a former governor that is succeeded by a kinsman or even within the APC.
Okay, we need to go to social media platform. You can join us via my handle on X at EGO Samo, X formerly Twitter, or you can also join us via our official handle at Democracy Number 2 Day with the double Y, so we can take. But I have some messages here. Let me just take these. It says, Emuka, M.O.Ph.D. He said, Ayo Fayose, former Ekiti governor, told the FCC not to bother to come for him, that he would go after handover. This Fayose did. Why are others afraid if their hands are clean? That's coming from Emuka, PhD. And also, he went further to say, okay, he's calling on the people who are here. But let's just leave that first. We will take more. Keep sending your messages. They are here. We will take them. Conscious is saying, why did Yahya Bello not obtain the restraining order from the Federal High Court, where his case is to be determined? Why go to State High Court where he did not have any case? You remember I asked a question on jurisdiction matter. And this, somebody is also asking. But I'll come back to you. But let's go to Alancha.
Remember, that's an opinion. And
it's an opinion.
You don't know his background. So social media...
It is always an opinion.
Is entitled to his or her opinion.
That's what I'm saying. But he asked the question. Because you also mentioned the issue of whether state or federal, they are court of competent jurisdiction. So they cannot leave a matter that is yet to be vacated and not obeyed, and then go to another court to obtain another. Because the question I'm about to ask has nothing to do with Yahya Bello, but I want to ask him because I know he's a stakeholder in the APC, not you. You see, this matter that is even going on with the APC has a connection with anti-graft battle. The suspension, purportedly announced suspension of your national chairman from his ward. It's because they said that he has a toga. And the APC constitution talked about somebody with bad character and who has something similar to this shouldn't head or be a leader in the party. So, but today, we hear that he has gone to obtain an order. But the order got in from the junior courts, if there's anything like that, because what he said, courts have same jurisdiction. There's an order from a state court that those people got. Whether you say they are non-members of the APC or they are intruders, it's left for the court to determine. That order was not vacated. But the national chairman got an order yesterday. Because it's just the same issue. But if you look at it on this side, with the flip of the other coin, the national chairman got an order restraining them from carrying out the suspension. And there's a question. The order they got from the court, what has happened to it? Somebody called me this today and asked, Ijoma, I watched your program yesterday. Ask them, because there's going to be a primary in Ondo State tomorrow, so that they don't have an issue. Somebody is saying there was a court that sacked the national chairman, and yet nobody discharged that order. So what do you have to say about that before we go back to Yahya Bello's matter? I just said I should check this in.
To be honest, you see, the APC is in a very dicey situation. And you know, anytime, any day we comes out here, we speak in the interest of the APC and the nation. So the interests of the APC supersede every other interest. Now, what has happened in Kanu is quite unfortunate. But the truth of the matter is that there is a court order, and to me, personal opinion, and you know, from the legal perspective, that order is subsisting, because the order that our national chairman, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, got, I think they are two different things. I'm a bit confused with the second order that emanated from Federal High Court, Abuja. Kanu. The one that emanated from Abuja here, the one in Kanu, gave effect to the decision that the ward took by suspending him. Okay? Now, that pronouncement is the decision that the ward, the Ganduje ward, ESCOs or executive took. The court order that they got on the 17th was what gave it effect, because they went to ask the court whether they have the power to suspend him or not. Now, the court, the order is that you have the power, the suspension stands.
That's
now,
the one gotten from the Federal High Court?
No, from the State High Court.
Yes.
Now, the one gotten from, the Federal High Court, Kanu, is to say that, no, I think, is it Kanu?
It's Kanu. It's
okay.
Kanu. Yes.
Is to say that, no, the decision that they will take.
Oh, after they have taken the decision.
After they have taken the decision.
That means the order gotten has been implemented.
The order has been implemented already.
Before they went to court.
Before they went to court.
So there's a question to ask there.
There's a question to ask. So
that means the APC needs to do the right thing.
APC needs to do the right thing. As it stands right now, in the eyes of the law, Ganduje is not the national chairman of APC.
Even after he has gotten a restraining order.
Even after he has gotten that order. And I'm afraid because, like you said, we have election coming up in Ondo.
And the primaries.
And the primaries. And the solution to all of this brouhaha is here in the constitution of our party.
Okay.
The National Executive Committee, can sum up an emergency meeting
to take a look at it.
Tell him to step aside, okay? And then Article 14.2.3, which stipulates that the Deputy National Chairman North can act on his behalf. You understand? Can take on the position of the acting chairman.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Or
right,
the next thing they can do after that is to set up a caretaker committee. All these things are in our constitution. So that tomorrow we don't put Ondo election in jeopardy.
And you are talking about process now.
That is the same thing.
You are talking about due process, doing the right thing. I don't know why Kogi issue. See, our interest is that the polity,
this borders motion, like I said, I'm not looking at the legality of whatever that is happening in Kogi.
It's morality.
I'm looking at the moral behind
but
it.
When there is
you understand what I'm saying? If you say Alancha is a thief, right now, I will prove to you that I'm not a thief.
All right, gentlemen.
Let Bello come and prove to the world that he is not a thief. He should stop hiding because what he's doing is making his bail condition difficult for himself. But because
gentlemen, our time is up.
You refuse to recognize the fact that he has rights to turn in.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
On the matter of law,
we'll be speaking
the law is
to
there
two
now.
persons.
So if I say somebody's
the convener
and they
Coalition of Civil Society Against Corruption, Omalete Chibedu Wisdom. Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom, for coming. And Comrade Dominic Alancha, member of the APC. Thank you, we appreciate. Our time is already gone. This is the much we can take. Follow me on my handle on X, formerly Twitter, at EG Osama. Good night.
Beats from PJ.
Omo, you don't tell, and I don't tell when I go blow. Oh yeah, and he no go tell me I no go broke. I must blow. Omo, you don't tell, and I don't tell when I go blow. Oh yeah, and he no go tell me I no go broke. I must blow. Ike, money come my way, blessings come my way. Money When I never have more people call me Oloshi. Money don't they, Olushi they, she got me. Everything I do, they be they say I know sabi. And I thank the Lord for my life like this. EQ. Money come my way, blessings come my way. Money come my way, blessings come my way. EQ. Money come my way, blessings come my way. Money come my way, blessings come my way. Omo, you don't tell, and I don't tell when I go blow. Oh yeah, and it no go tell me I no go broke. Man must blow. Omo, you don't tell, and I don't tell when I go blow. Oh yeah, and it no go tell me I no go broke. Man must blow. EQ. Money come my way, blessings come my way. Money come my way, blessings come my way. EQ. Money come my way.